Hello and welcome to Kedrick Farms. We're back with another episode of the Minnesota Millennial Farmer map by Mapper's Paradise. Last time we planted 3 of our fields with soybeans, fields 1, 7, and 12. And today the plan was to get 2, 3, and 4 planted with corn, while we also started some of our spring spraying. However, we're getting a little bit of rain here. Hopefully it's going to wrap up here soon. And so while we wait for that to resolve itself, I thought we would get the sprayer set up and ready to go. And then, yeah, we really need to get this corn in. So I'm hoping that it dries up soon. Now, we've got the recently redone or updated 4730 back on the farm now. And this should have hose support. It should also have the issue with the tires resolved that we had before. So we should not be destroying our crops. And in addition to that, it has the new sprayer suction control mod set up on it. So we're going to go ahead and just give this mod a try. And I think it's maybe this one. There we go. And so this is going to work out hopefully pretty well, and we won't have any problems. I'm always curious to try out new mods. Perma's modding has been pretty good at releasing some updates and stuff to fix things that are broken. And so I know last time you guys saw while I was struggling with getting these hoses off of the truck. Now you just click and they drop right off, and if you put them back on, they clamp right on. And stay solid while you're driving around. So super appreciative of that fix. It definitely works. So hopefully he's going to be putting that out and updating the version that's on his Facebook page with that soon. But I do really appreciate him giving me the early version to test that out and see if it's going to work. So let's go ahead and just drop that off. I think we're all filled up now. We are. And even though it's raining, I just want to do a quick farm sim test. I'm not sure if I'm going to be able to spray these fields just yet. So what I want to do is just come out here, turn the sprayer on for a half second, and see if I'm going to be allowed to spray on these fields or if I need to wait for a growth state. I just don't recall how these planters are set up as far as fertilizer goes. Oh, this thing looks great. So I've got that, and then if I remember right, there's a way to lower the booms down here. Is it this one? There we go. And then if I do this, I can raise and lower. All right. There we go. And I am going to be able to spray this field, it looks like. So let's just double check. Yes, indeed, I will be able to do this. Once the... Oops, I'm pushing the wrong button too. Once the rain stops here, we're going to get spraying in this field. So I'm just going to leave this thing parked right here. So I'm looking forward to that. And I've got both of the planters set up to do corn now. And so I think the plan is going to be to hit field 4 on our own. And then we will set up Courseplay to do the other 2 big fields while we do the spraying. So since it's raining, we're just going to move some of these vehicles into place. I think I'm going to actually use the 8R this time to do the seeding by hand, since I've been using the 8RX a bit much lately. Give us a little change of scenery. So I'm going to park him out here and get him ready to go. I also need to buy a pressure washer again. We didn't put one back in after the reset here, so we'll be getting one of those back up on the farm here shortly, because all this equipment's going to need to get cleaned up after we're done with planting season here. And I left the semi running. I should shut that off. I should shut my shed doors. Oh my goodness. We're just disorganized here. Grab that. Grab this. Is that closing? It is. And then I believe field 3 is the bigger of the two. So I'm going to set this guy out on field 3 with Courseplay when the rain clears, and then we'll circle the other guy up here on the other field. I believe it's field 2 is our new field over there when we're ready to do something. So let's go ahead and maybe just unfold this guy and get a course set up. 2 headland passes sounds good to me. We'll go clockwise. Don't need a lot of overlap here. Field center, I don't need that. I think I'm going to try turn for the headland corners. I think that's been working for me a little bit better. We're going to do a single tool with 2 headland passes. Boom. And why is he going at an angle? I don't understand. Where's my starting direction? There. Okay. Sometimes Courseplay, you do some weird things. So I'm just going to get him turned around and set up, and then we'll come back to him in just a few minutes after the rain gives out here, because I don't really want to start these in the rain, even though I think I could get away with it. It just doesn't work. Not very realistic. I think everything else is set up, so what I'm going to do is go and set up this planter here and check back in when the rain stops. Alright, so the rain has stopped. The ground's still a little wet, but we want to go ahead and get some of this planting done, because it is going to rain again here as we get into the evening in this season's day. Realistically, seasons are about little over 2 weeks long each day right now with how I have seasons set up. And so if I lose yet another day, we're going to be into summer before we're planting corn, which would be bad. So we're going to do what any farmer would do, which is take advantage of the situation. We've got a break in the rain. We're going to get as much done as we can and see how that goes. So I've got that Courseplay worker set off. I'm really curious to see how far we're going to get with a planter full of seed and fertilizer. I'm positive we're going to have to refill at a minimum his fertilizer before we get going again. But with that, we're going to jump in here and we're going to plant this field. I'm trying to think about the best way to do this. I guess we'll take the headlands and see where we go from there. I've accidentally opened the bins instead of turning the planter on. So we're going to just go this way, I think. And we'll do around the field and get a feel for our directions. I think we're going to end up just going, up and down the field here. You can kind of see the lines there from the way Farm Sim works. We're going to do that, I think, once we get over by the creek there. So with that, let's cut into a little bit of a time lapse while we plant this field.
We've been fighting 1,000 times before. Baby, it's now or never. Gotta leave this town, and I know what you're asking for. You say it's out of my reach, but I can't pretend no more. 'Cause for as long as I remember, it's been stuck inside my mind. You can't ask me to surrender when reaching for the dream keeps me alive. 'Cause it's keeping me alive. Interstate might take me nowhere. Anywhere is better than the places I have been. Sunsets in my rearview mirror, a projection of my old life fading. You say it's out of my reach, but I can't pretend no more. 'Cause for as long as I remember, it's been stuck inside my mind. You can't ask me to surrender when reaching for the dream keeps me alive. 'Cause it's keeping me alive. Lost outside of nowhere, a stormy rain tried to wash away the dream. Staff one, it says a worn outside, and the diner's name is California Dreams. Hey, for as long as I remember, it's been stuck inside my mind. You can't ask me to surrender when reaching for the dream keeps me alive. For as long as I remember, it's been stuck inside my mind. You can't ask me to surrender when reaching for the dream keeps me alive. Hey, keeps me alive. Oh, for as long as I remember.
All right, so it looks like we have wrapped up all of this field here. And we've got just a little bit of fertilizer and seed to spare, not a lot. I'm kind of curious to check in on this other planter while this is going, so we're just going to jump over there. And he is going to run out of fertilizer here in just a few seconds, which is And good that we're close up to the yard here, so we're going to be able to fill him back up. I'm hoping he's going to stop here when he gets to 0 gallons and give me the... Yeah. Okay. So we're going to go ahead and just run these guys back up to the yard and fill them up real quick, and then we'll switch over to spraying. So we got the 8RX back out onto the field and fully filled up. This 8R, not so much. We ran out of seed. And so we have grossly underestimated the amount of seed that we're going to need to get all of our planting in, because we haven't even started this other large field over here. And so I think what we're going to do is just get this guy started on this field and recognize that we're going to run out of seed here before we're able to finish this field, and we're definitely going to need some more for the next field as well. So while he unfolds, we're just going to get our Courseplay course set up, but yeah, we're definitely going to have to get more seed next time. I'm not going to do any overlap again. I'm going to do 2 headlands. We're going to go clockwise. And we're going to do this. Kind of curious how it's going to handle all these little sections. Yeah, that actually looks pretty good. So we're gonna let Courseplay run with this. Set him up to do the start at the first. So this is the part that I'm confused by. The other one was in that mode, I thought. So weird. Alright, Courseplay, do your thing. You've got it. Well, I guess I don't really need to be worried about it as long as it does its thing. The fact that I've got the exact same planter in 2 different fields running on different Courseplay modes is of mild concern. So we're going to grab the sprayer real quick and at least do this small field today, because I've built up all the hype. I really wanted to get into this field, so we're going to get it started up. We're going to turn the sprayer on, and it looks like section control is working appropriately. There's some awkward spots in this field that I don't know why it was all weird when we planted or did our, not planted, but the deep bander we had some issues with here. And I think it just left kind of an odd pattern in the soil there, which is alright. I have to say this sprayer section control mod is probably one of the best additions to Farm Sim that I've run into. Oh, this is working really good, this sprayer. The only thing that I don't like about it is that the duals are jammed together on the back as opposed to being spaced out for row crop spacing, which is what I would expect. Like if you've got 2 narrow duals, you've got to be able to spread them out, right? So that you can get a crop between them. Otherwise, what's the point of having 2 narrow tires right next to each other like that? I don't know. I've never seen that quite like that before. If you've got duals on the back, they're usually spaced out so that the crop can get between them. Or you just get the wide tires on the sprayer. Either way, this mod seems to be working pretty snazzy. The hose support and the sprayer section control are both much appreciated, and yeah, I'm really hoping this thing works fine once the crops come up, because we're going to have a little bit of spraying to do on a few of our fields still, and It looks like the weeds are going like crazy on the rest of the fields already, so I imagine before the year is out, we're going to need to get into the fields with some herbicide, which this is going to work pretty awesome for. Hopefully, this also works with Courseplay. We'll find out when the time comes. But with that, we're almost done with this field. We got one more little pass here. It just looks weird because we already got a little bit of fertilizer up there, so it doesn't look fertilized even though it is. I love Farm Sim. Alright, this should do it. This should wrap up this last bit here. And I think that's also going to wrap up the episode for today. We're going to put this sprayer over here in the corner of this field because we are going to be doing the rest of our spraying here as time permits, most likely next episode. In this field for sure, Courseplay is going to have some struggles with all the issues there, so we're just checking this. I think this is a germination failed area. Yeah, it says soybeans, but I bet you if I look at the map here, yeah, I got a little spot where they failed to germinate. That's fascinating. And then I've got all of this corn going in. And so if we just jump up here real quick, we'll take an aerial view of our 2 planters. It looks like the 8RX is already hitting the long rows now, so the good news is he's going to be more efficient at not having to turn around as much. The bad news is he's going to run out of seed and fertilizer here a bit faster as he continues to cover more ground quickly. And the 8R is making his way around his first headland pass still here. This is another monster of a field, so we're going to have a lot of corn, which I'm actually looking forward to because we're going to have some fun with Courseplay, keeping our harvesters going. I'm tempted to I was tempted to get another grain cart and maybe run them in separate fields just to keep life easier. But we'll see. Maybe we'll just stick to one field at a time. I don't know. We've got plenty of time to decide on that, though. We've got a handful of episodes here before we're going to need to worry about harvest. And so with that, we're going to wrap up today's episode. And yeah, hope you've enjoyed the episode. Hope you're enjoying the series. Hit that like button and subscribe. Kedrick?